You want to practice test taking as well. Nothing can replace practice questions. There would be people out there that would be saying, oh, dumps are bullshit and you're not supposed to use the dumps. First of all, if they're there, use them. So today we're talking about the GCP ACE exam, the Associate Cloud Engineer test. And I'll be talking about the resources that I use to pass this exam and how you can strategize and how much time would it take for you to pass this exam as well, right? So right off the bat, if you're coming from an Azure background or an AWS background, especially an Azure one, this is pretty much like an associate admin exam. It's like that. It's not exactly that, but if you're from Azure, it's very similar to AZ-104, right? So just to give you a little bit of frame of reference as to what will be the difficulty of this test and what would be the type of the questions that would be asked in the test. So it's not an architect exam, that's a different one. We can talk about the materials that we can use to pass this exam. One of the things that I found really helpful for the GCP ACE exam was Coursera. Right, so Coursera has this really good course that is by Google themselves. They have covered almost everything from the basics, from the cloud fundamentals to the exact admin level stuff. Right, so Coursera course, you can try it out, or you can try out this website called A Cloud Guru. Right, they also have. I've heard a lot of good things about A Cloud Guru, which used to be, I believe, Linux Academy earlier. They have this course. It's significantly smaller than the course on Coursera, but it's very dense. It's a really good course. I saw a few videos. I have not been through the entire course on A Cloud Guru, to be honest with you, but the number of good reviews I've heard of this is unreal. Really good. You can try that out as well. So with that out of the way, we have Quick Labs. Quick Labs is going to help you a lot with the lab part of the things, with the hands-on part of the things, right? If you have not worked on GCP before, if you have not worked on the Google Cloud before, you can go two ways. One, if you're preparing for the test, let's get the Quick Labs subscription and do some labs for the ACE exams. Should not be super difficult. And number two, you could just get a free tier of GCP, free subscription, just play around for a couple of weeks, just to get your hands a little dirty if you come from a cloud environment already. Anyway, so after this, a really important thing is the practice questions. I can't stress this enough. If you are preparing for a test, prepare for a test situation, right? You can't just be studying books. You can't just be watching a few videos and expect to clear the exams where there are 4 options and all of a sudden you're overwhelmed. You don't want that to happen. What do you want is that you should have some sort of a practice of seeing the concepts in form of a question and 3 wrong answers and 1 correct answer. You want to practice test taking as well, right? So nothing can replace practice questions. There would be people out there that would be saying, oh, dumps are bullshit and you're not supposed to use the dumps, practice questions, whatever they are. First of all, if they're there, use them, right? They are a really good resource and they are going to help you get used to the feel and vibe of how Google or Microsoft or as Amazon people ask the questions. There's nothing that can replace that. So if you have that option, you can try that out. I'll link a couple of websites where you can see some practice tests, right? And do some practice tests, get good at test taking, right? There's a problem with this test taking and practice sites. While I was working through them, right, I noticed one thing. Majority of the questions there have a wrong answer. Even the questions where I'm 100% sure my answer is correct, according to the website, I'm wrong. On these websites, you go into the comments of the questions. You check out the comments. There are some really nice people, some really knowledgeable people who have taken this test before. They talk about the correct answers, right? There's basically forum beneath each question, right? So you can check them out. People are discussing answers and the highest rated answer is also shown there, right? So you can definitely check that out. But do not trust the answers of the practice tests that are given online, right? They are not as accurate as the Microsoft ones you might have seen before if you come from there, right? Or AWS ones that you might have seen. These are not accurate on the websites. And if you're into books, right now, this is a bonus one, that if you're into books or if you want to read through a book, there's a book called GCP ACE Study Guide, right? It's a Google Cloud Platform study guide by this publication called Wildly Efficient Learning, right? So you can buy it from Amazon or you can download it from any website that you like. You have to find the book. If you buy the book, right, so you can get like access to their portal for Wildly Efficient Learning, and within this portal you can do some labs, you can do some practice and stuff like that. Talking about the book itself, book is about, I believe, 18 chapters. I read a little bit of it. It's about 18 chapters, 300 pages, right? So that's not a huge book, but if you're not really into reading stuff, yeah, we have videos for that, so don't worry about it at all. All of the resources that I've been talking about in this video, now super important, all of the resources that I've talked about here, I'll be linking them down below into the description. If there's any question or anything like that, feel free to ping me directly, right? You can ping me on LinkedIn, Instagram, or you can email me directly as well. Now, you might be thinking that I've been talking about Coursera and A Cloud Guru and a book and a quick lab, and I'm talking about a lot of stuff that you have to spend money on. Yeah, some stuff you have to spend money on. It's not necessarily the only way of doing it. It's the simplest way of doing it, right? There's a lot of ways of doing anything. There's a lot of free content on Google. I'll put the Google Skill Boost link down below. You can check out Skill Boost link as well. I'll show you the learning path and learning guides that Google provide as well that you can check out. Also, you can check out some free courses on YouTube. Right, you can check out some basic concepts, free courses. One of the good ways of doing it is just go into the certification guide. You can see what topics are asked into the examination and start reading those topics from YouTube. You just find the video for it. Learn the topics one by one. You can do it, right? So my journey started with these YouTube videos, right? I worked on the basic concepts. I tried to understand what all was there, right? The next part of it was to compare my MS Azure, Microsoft Azure knowledge, and Google concepts, right? The concepts are pretty much the same. At the end of the day, a CDN is a CDN, a VM is a compute engine, a DNS is a DNS. So majority of the times you would see, if you have worked on a cloud before, this is going to be much easier. If you have not, it's still not overwhelming, but yeah, it would help if you know a cloud before. This exam does not test you on the depth of your knowledge. You don't have to have like super deep architect level knowledge about everything. No. This exam tests you upon the breadth of your knowledge. The more stuff you know, the better off you are here, right? So you must know a little bit of networking, you must know a little bit of storage, a little bit of compute, a little bit of everything, right? So there's a challenge with that. You don't have to be an expert, you have to be jack of all trades here. If you're learning so many topics, right, the breadth of it, it's going to be hard to remember. So I would definitely suggest making notes on this, right? Even I made some notes. I made notes on this notebook, and I broke the notes down into few sections. Like there is GKE, there's containers, there's compute engines, IAM, storage is different. Storage and databases, I combined them because storage and databases don't have a lot of difference within the Google context, right? So one concept flows into another. I'll talk about this in a later video as to how to break the topics down like this. I made 7 sections. You can make 6, you can make 4, you can make 20, up to you. Or you can make the sections the way Google makes it, right? So it's totally up to you, but please, you would do a really major help to yourself if you make these notes. They are super, super important. Now, one suggestion before I end this video is like, make sure that you are consistent. Due to my procrastination, I had to spend a lot of time during certain days into studying, right? Especially during the week of the exam, I was studying like 2-3 hours, 4 hours in a day. Not ideal if you're working. Do it 1 hour, 2 hours consistently. It will be easier for you, and it will take you like 3 to 4 weeks. And you will be super comfortable when you're walking into the exam. And once the exam is done, by the way, the results don't show up right away. They just say pass. Official result that comes in after about 10 days. So that's why I'm making this video a little late, because I received my certificate and received my confirmation of passing just a few days ago. So if you do not receive that, and if you receive an email from Google saying that, hey, this exam result is provisional kind of a thing, don't be afraid. That's part of the process. That's just takes a bit of time, right? So all of the things that I've detailed in this video, I'll be making sure to put the links down in the description, all the resources. If I miss something, please feel free to use the comments to ask the questions, or let me know if you need anything, or feel free to email me or DM me on Outlook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, right? So feel free to do that, and I hope you found this to be helpful. Thank you so much.